Hi, guys, Carney here again, and BriaN will be with me soon here too, because we are about to make the third part of the giant tier list of mappers, like a lot of mappers. So there's just like a small inconvenience we encountered, and that's the fact that we had to redo the entire list again, like our current state, and that took quite a while, like half an hour for me at least. I think for him was also a little bit longer. I'm not sure. The thing is that thanks to that, not only we had to redo the list, we also have a different name list here going on. So either way, because some of you, of course, were still hyped for the names of end of part two, we decided that we of course have the screenshot and like the footage of part two still, and we're gonna use the screen of that video to do the names that were like the highest names in that video. So instead of like here on my screen, it's like Makel, Danex, Stunpool, Dealey. We won't do them, but instead the ones from the part two, which would be now the first three: Germo, iRaven, and Beats. Just so we are on the same page here. What we're gonna do after this part, we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see. So BriaN's now here too.
yeah. Hi.
Did I forget
For being
anything?
late.
Did I forget anything? I think it was pretty much everything.
Yeah, the like whatever Corny said is correct. The site it just sucks, and basically every single time you open it, the order of the names is different. So it was a really pain in the ass. We took like an hour to get set up, and we're gonna have to do this every single time we sit down to record.
It will be
And
very fun.
it's kind of shitty because then at the bottom of the list the names are like not the same order. So yeah, we're gonna have to improvise, but whatever.
It is what it is. Either way, we'll try to get through the next 100 names as good as we can, and we're gonna have some bangers here. I mean, you can see it positive because now the fact that you're not seeing the names kind of makes you hype now. Okay, what comes next? Because probably you're not aware of all the names that were in video two. So you will be surprised maybe to now see where we get to, and I can assure you there are bangers. Shall we get started?
Yeah.
Okay, you wanna have the first round or shall I have?
Uh, but then let's just make sure. So we are going off at the end of episode 2, like the screenshot, or we're going live.
Yes, screenshot. We're going like from Guillermo to Sleepy now. Like that first row.
Okay, your first row and my first row are different.
Wait, how are they different? It's like the
Oh,
screenshot.
okay. Yeah, okay. The first and the last one. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm slow. Okay, I thought
Yeah,
you
yeah.
was the second one. I was confused. Okay,
we're
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
just warming
Okay,
up, guys.
okay,
We're
sorry.
just warming up, guys.
Yeah, it took so long to fucking set this up. I'm so tired already.
It's literally its own brain rot. Not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah, we
Okay,
can go one by one and
so
start with Germo.
and one by one. But do we make not the entire row thing, or like one name?
Whatever works. I think at the end of episode 2 we went back to one by one, if I'm correct.
Nah, I
But
don't
it
think
depends.
so.
Whatever.
I don't think so.
Uh,
We're gonna make a row, I think.
Gurmo. Okay, let's do rows then. Gurmo. Is a weird one for me. Because I liked his maps, but I don't know. Gurmo is like the polished strong GT for me. Like his maps were always so clunky and like so weird. And like they just sometimes the track just didn't work for like no reason. I'm gonna put him like at the top of average. I don't even know why I bothered with the ordering because I think I'm gonna give that up because it's a mess to set up. But yeah, I think his like eh, I don't know, maybe above average because of the nostalgia factor for me. Uh, iRaven is next. iRaven is pretty good. I like his newer maps. I think his latest maps are the best, which is often the case. Uh, I think he's also like above average. I think by the end, he made some pretty cool maps, which I liked. Um, Beats. Beats is why is my that's so weird that it's like flashing. I don't know if you can see it on my screen. I hope not. Beats. Um, I wasn't really sure what to think of his maps for the longest time. Uh, I kind of still don't. uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna be boring, and I think I'm also gonna put him in above average. Yeah, his map with under I really like, but it's like difficult to gauge how much of that is beats and how much of that is under. I know he has some tracks that I enjoy, so I think I'm gonna put him in above average for now. And speak of the devil, the next one is under. He is one of my favorite new school mappers, I would say. I think I'm gonna put him in excellent. He's gonna be one of the few new school mappers what I'm gonna put in excellent. He doesn't have many maps, but he has already had. He's convinced me that he's very talented at what he does. And he has like such a unique feel to his maps. I really like them. Uh, for me, it's hard to believe that his Volume 1 was his first map ever. I feel like he must have like old maps or something, but I don't know of them. Benjas. I know of him. I know a few of his maps, but he just doesn't stand out enough for me to be able to rate him. Or does he? Doesn't Ben just have Volume 4, which is like a main?
Ultraviolence is a very popular, or was a very popular with WFF map. It's
Yeah,
like
I remember the
flatlandish.
name, but I don't remember the map.
It was like, how do you describe a typical WFF map? Like it had
I don't
jumps
know.
a
I don't
little,
know.
but it was very
I remember.
flat.
I remember he has a map which is like very Russo inspired.
That's not ultraviolence, then maybe you mean under
It's a
pressure
different map.
free
I
fee.
remember playing that one and it was like fine. I don't know. I don't feel like
It's probably under
yeah.
pressure
I
what you're
cannot rate him. I
saying.
cannot rate him. The next one is Gurk. Uh, Gurk is up there with under for me in terms of how good he is. If you can hear buzzing, I'm sorry. I'm technically still working and I keep getting messages from work, even though I'm offline. Yeah, I'm gonna put him up there. I think Gurk has come a long way, I think. Like his old maps weren't necessarily filled with stuff that, would have like if we were a few years prior, I'm not sure I would have put him even in like has potential. I feel like Gurk's excellence came from fucking nowhere. Um, but I'm glad it did because I really like his maps. I think every speed map that Gurk touches these days is it just turns into gold. I really like them. And yeah, he's really good at like EDD decoration. I think his not many people do it, and I think he's really good at like he has the vision for it. Moamen is next. I'm familiar with the name, and I know that he has many maps, but like I haven't been able to differentiate his style or like what he does. I know he has a lot of like solo maps. I remember from the mapping vote committee that he has a lot of these love of whatever maps and then seemingly just puts them together in like a week or 2 weeks. I honestly don't really rate him. It's nothing like against him. But yeah, I'm just gonna put him in unfamiliar. Like I haven't taken a closer look at him. And for the last one on this row, Sleepy. Um, Sleepy is a weird one for me as well. He's hard to gauge for me. Even though we have a map together, we didn't really map together or work together. He just made some decoration for Dope to drop. I think it's good. At least average, but I think he's above average, definitely. Um, my favorite maps from Sleepy are like the older ones. I think Volume 5 is called Hard to Beat, which is a really popular map on ER. Yeah, I don't think it was excellent necessarily. But yeah, above average seems fine for me for now. Yeah.
Alright, so with my turn, I already gotta ask a question. It will be a very embarrassing, probably, but the Germo guy, I was not sure again. There was the OG guy with a similar name who made this one map with the fire truck spawn, and the other one was like some weird FA guy, I think, who made this Kackenpower series, and I think they had some equal name, like.
The one you're thinking of is Gurmo, like the fire truck is Volume 5. The other guy, the Kaken power maps are Gematria.
Ah, all right. It just okay. I was as I expect the fire truck guy. Yeah, that guy. Honestly, I don't. I'm not sure with the strong GT thing. For me, that guy had like definitely more interesting maps because I couldn't really grasp that in a way compared to like other OG or older mappers overall. But they are stood a little bit out with more interest. So I would say from the older terms of mapping, I would say he's above average, definitely because he had kind of more character in his maps than the average guy there. I Raven, simply excellent for me. I kind of wish he would have more maps than he has because for me he's like the sign out for double parts. Like I really like the idea of like making two separate parts, but they aren't like mirrored, but instead there are several ways to the finish. I think that's something that's really great, and there is I don't think a single map that makes this as good as his Volume 3 Memories Never Fade. I think it's one of the peak maps I encountered during WFF series, so I think he's very great and I respect him for it. Beats. I actually met him just quite a while ago, like map wise. I didn't know about him. Sure, Mindblow, the feature is crazy, but I would say he's also very good in his volumes, like the Volume 5 Dreamlike S or the Volume 6 Virtual Nightfall. Also, a previous one, you see there's a lot of interesting stuff he does. He's not the smoothest mapper or anything, but given his ideas, I'm kinda tumbling between excellent and above average, but I will go with above average, but like it's kind of close. He's very creative and interesting. Under I would say straight up legend. Honestly, I don't know how this guy is so damn good at what he does. As you said previously, I think his Volume 1 had help. I can't imagine that guy just pops up this Volume 1 out of thin air. Like, the track was definitely, like, a little mid with some odd decisions, I'd say, but even his odd decisions seem to flow so well with this decoration style. I don't know. It feels off that this was solo made, but either way, all of his maps are kind of a 9 out of 10 at the least. So I really don't know what's going on with the guy, but he's insane. He's definitely insane. Benches was always a hard one for me because benches either had like Ultra Violence is boring, but still kind of well made. Under Pressure series is really depending on the part. Like Under Pressure 3, for example, is pretty neat. Then same time, I mean, I wouldn't even say it was maybe because of G-Tero and Moaman, but honestly, Benjas also has some other good maps, like Shadow Lake, for example, is an HDM map that's pretty good of him. Then on the other hand, he has stuff like Concreteness, I think was the name of the Benjas Overdrive version. Horrible, kinda, but good parts in between, but horrible. I would say he's somewhere between above average and average. I would just put him on average because there's so much up and downsides with him. But he might deserve a little bit higher. He's definitely not a bad mapper. Gurk, yeah, we'll also go with Legend with that guy. He's the only reason that Zeet isn't the clear hashtag one of speed map mapping right now for me. because Gerg is really, he kind of redefined the genre again. He kind of made with his ED a new era on it, or like at least for his own, because no one, as you said, well, no one really uses ED as much. I mean, we have Swifty and all, but you can definitely say Gerg kind of developed his own style with that. I also like some of his older maps already before. I felt like he had already a good idea of how to decorate maps, and I feel like ED enhances this idea how he creates maps very well. So yeah, he alongside Seed probably the best speed track mappers we have right now. Definitely, so much better than the X Crow era we had previously. Then Moorman. I mean, this for the Love era kinda is like nowadays. Before he already was very interesting. I mean, I gotta say, like, the Dark Amethyst map, for example, and the For Love of Dare, I didn't really like those too much. Love of Eris is way better, honestly. But I mainly like him for his decorative touches he did in, like, Enchanted Free or maybe Under Pressure Free and other maps he was involved with. I always felt like he had some interesting style and decoration specifically, but also track wise wasn't all that bad. So I would definitely say he's above average. Still a little hard to grasp because he's kind of now tumbling between those decorative touches and now the copy space, which is kind of the subject Chippy claimed for him a while ago. It's a little bit different to measure, but what I know is that he definitely can map. The other guy, however, here, Sleepy, I'm not sure with him. I mean, you said like something with the volume 5. Honestly, I've never seen a single volume of him other than this volume 2, and else just a few features. So for me, I guess I just put him on average because I definitely can say he can map to some extent. But if I hear the name Sleepy, all I know is, yeah, I guess there's some level of quality in this map, but I'm not looking forward to a Sleepy map. Never did, honestly. So that was the first row already.
Interesting.
Because I gotta say, yeah. I mean, it's like something between, I know it's like kind of mix of, I don't know that guy really, but sure know the others, while you, like, for example, don't know anything about Moorman that much.
Yeah, yeah. I guess we cover a lot together, so that's cool.
It's already a good start. I think you already started the next list in, right? Like, on the row, at least I saw that you moved the drivers a little around.
Yeah, I was thinking of moving them up, but I realized that it really doesn't matter. Driver, the Italian one. Uh, this site is so bad. Uh, yeah, I think it's just like average. He never really stood out to me. We have a map together. He decorated a half map of mine. Um, he's okay. He's good. Nothing outstanding for me. Then the other driver, the Hungarian driver, kind of the same. Although I really don't know whether driver can actually make decoration or just track. He's definitely lower average than the Italian driver is. Is he below average? I don't think so. Um, because I think driver just makes like WFF track, right? Not much else. I know he has a few like old maps, like Hungarian maps. They are just whatever, loops and warrides. But I think it's just average to me.
I mean, I gotta say, I don't really know myself what he does exactly because he's always in features, and in these
Yeah,
features, everyone
there's
could have
always
done
WFF.
everything, honestly. Like, if you are in a feature with Damos and the track is flat, then yeah, what the hell? I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, like Wu places which straight shade is like I don't know.
Oh
Speaking of
man.
Italians, Tonic So is next. Um, I don't really know what I think of Tonic So. I don't think he has much going for him, like unique style wise. Is like right there with driver with me, the Italian driver, just same. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I don't really remember any. I know his maps, but nothing really stands out. Fatal. Uh, I have a bone to pick with Fatal, kinda. Uh,
Oh damn.
I'll put him in above average. Um, I feel like he's stagnating in a way. Like his old maps are okay, whatever, and then his newer maps are cool, but I feel like he like hit a certain level and he's just been there for like years. Like all of his new maps feel the same to me. Um, Maybe because three of them are the same series.
I mean also I mean I keep calling all of his maps a chasmic and just define it by color. So
Yeah, I think he found his style of like what he likes to make, and then he's just doing that and like no risk. So yeah, I think it's above average. I think it's pretty cool. I think he could do cooler stuff, but he just chooses not to, which is a bit sad. But you know, he's consistent at least. Cookie is the next. Um, if I had a bone to pick with Fatal, then I think I have an entire fucking skeleton to pick with Cookie.
I feel like a
For
lot of
different
people
reasons.
have actually. I keep like
No,
like the more I'm in the scene, I feel like a lot of people have something with Cookie.
he's a he's a figure. No, he's a good guy now. Um, but yeah, we have some history that I keep bringing up to him. Uh, Whether he's excellent, yeah, I think Cookie is really good. He took his time to be really good. He has like 16 volumes and like countless fucking feats with every single mapper there is. Which I actually rate him for. Like he's mapping with fucking everybody he can. Um, I think he's just at the top of above average for me. Kinda, yeah, yeah. Like I'm trying to compare him to like the people that I put him, or like the people I put at the top here. I don't think it's better than Seed or like Freezy, for example. I prefer Freezy over Cookie. So yeah, I think it's just at the top of above average. I'm just gonna put him here for like for myself, but there's no sorting anymore. Kind of gave up on that. Benny is the next one. And I've been thinking because I saw that he was coming up. And I cannot decide whether I think Benny is just bad or I just don't know his maps. Can you help? Other maps that I should know from Benny?
Um, the thing is, I'm not sure like how to like if you don't know his maps really much, then I would say you just can't vote him because he's like an odd character. Definitely, I think mentioning how his maps works are a little not worth if you don't know the maps that much.
Because I know he has like no deco fucking
He has also
random
decorated maps.
tracks
That's not
and like
it, but like
yeah, I feel like if I didn't rate Muammar or Benjas whose maps I heard of.
actually, if I had to put it in a way for like you, it would be he's kind of the slightly modern era HDM Rage. Like his trap series is kind of the more modern just got wrecked like a few years past, I
Yeah,
guess.
so the thing is you are not arguing for below average now, you're arguing for dog shit.
Yeah,
So
but that I
I'm just
mean
gonna put
maybe
him
I
here
guess,
for
but he
history.
also has decorated maps like, for example, not fiction. No, was it friction or was it fiction? I actually
Uh,
forgot. And also the latest strip had was decorated. So I mean, he's just a track maker, you know. I mean, can't blame him, kinda.
yeah. I feel like if I didn't rate Benjas or Muammar, then I won't rate Benny. The few like things I remember seeing didn't really convince me. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a benefit of doubt and just not rate him instead of putting him in dog shit or something. Zeta. Uh, I think he was Chilean or Argentinian. I think it was Chilean, yeah, from Chile. Real OG. I kind of missed out on the entire Zeta phenomenon back in the days because he was a Latino mapper, and you know, different community. So Zeta maps were never popular back when I started playing. Uh, I know them, but I struggle to put them in perspective. So I know of him, or I know of his maps. I'm gonna put him in, yeah, I think above average. Like I would put him somewhere here if I try to compare them to a modern mapper. Kinda, yeah, above average, I would say. He wasn't like, and I'm trying to think of other names. Tulio TC, for example, was, I think he had a much bigger influence. So I think Zeta he made cool maps at the time, but he was like kind of below the radar a bit for me. And to end this row is Blue. Blue was, I think he was German. Uh, kind of mid, but all of his maps were like pretty cool, I think. Uh, what stands out is the map with fire, Tropical Mountain Free. I really like that. Um, yeah, top of average, I think, kinda. Yeah, that doesn't really stand out in an above average way. I'm trying to compare him again to like people on the same row, Elcro and Hermes and Spotlight. I think is kind of the same. So yeah, that was that row for me.
All right, let's see. It's a difficult row, I think, but I will start with moving Driver, the Italian one, up to maybe borderline excellent, kinda, but it's mainly, I would say mainly above average, because like I feel like he's a very very great decorator, and I wouldn't say he's
Sure.
underrated. He, like, during his prime, I would say he was also quite known for that he's very good at decoration. Like, not on the level of an Eastbourne maybe, but still very high. But that's about it. Like, I think he doesn't even do track at all. I'm not sure, but I never felt like he did. Yeah, he's definitely a very good decorator, but no, never been really my style. So all of his maps, I never really played them too much because they were just rather plain boring to me. But I definitely won't defy that he is very good at decoration. Yeah, I won't rank the other driver. It's just too hard to grasp for me, honestly, what he exactly did in his maps. Like, the maps he's involved in, like Promises, I think he was involved in, but also, of course, A Sense of Speed. Or I think Presage series also. All maps I kinda like, definitely. Some even more, but yeah, I don't know. I don't kind of grasp what he did in those. So yeah. Uh, Tonic. So honestly, I feel like this guy can't map. Gotta say that. I mean, I don't know a single map of him where I would say, yeah, damn, it's a pretty fine map, honestly. I guess that one Japanese named map with Chippy was kinda solid, but else, like, it's more like he's iconic, honestly. Like, Extinction of Skills or his part on the Final Just Got Wrecked and all that. It's kinda iconic, definitely, and it's not bad, but he's more like kinda like Nakezi, like more for me meme wise or like chaotic wise a solid mapper instead of like actually making solid maps. So he kind of doesn't fit in average because he has so much character, but I can't really place him higher skill wise, so I just leave it at that. Um, Fatal, what can I say? You pretty much nailed it with what you said, but it's in a way that I think, like, he's, if I remember correctly, he's gonna be the first mapper I've met and befriended in this game, basically. Back then when he was named Epic. I mean, you could argue it's Ivanator, but Ivanator didn't really map back then. And knowing him for so long, I can say he definitely doesn't aim high because he's just comfortable with what he maps there. And I think that's kind of his skill. For me, Fatal is the ultimate simplifier. Like, you can put Fatal on a map and you know exactly what you get and you will be happy with it most of the time because that's just what he is. And he does his style pretty well. I mean, sure, you can meme it like, oh, hey, here's red Chasmic and green Chasmic and yellow Chasmic, but I don't know. I would argue there's barely any bad Fatal map thanks to that. So I really like his style, and he's always above average. And also, this never a bad map kind of applies to Cookie for me. Like I said, I know a lot of people also dislike Cookie for I don't know what he did, all of the stuff, I guess. For me personally, I would say there's a certain rule that if you are a mapper and you have somewhat a bit of a cloud, Cookie did ask you for a feature at least once. I feel like that's just a thing. I feel like it's just a thing during that certain time period of like I don't know 2015 to 17 or something. You just kinda encounter the Cookie if you mainly if you decorate it honestly because he also asked me, but during that period I didn't have time, so there's no Cookie Feed Carney map. Anyway, I always enjoyed Cookie maps, and I, as said, never felt like there was a single bad map this guy made. That's why I even gonna put him on excellent. Because yeah, you either get like a solid map, like a Nature Overload Earlies, or like how was the name, Break the Spell or something, or Cadence of Glory series part 2, for example, or the there's not there a lot of maps. The old style map volume 13, Era of Skills. But you get also bangers like Inner Fury 2 or Enchanted series, for example, is very, very great. Or Hard Fury is my favorite of all time from him, definitely. I love both Hard Furies a lot. So, but it never goes below that bar. Like the lowest point of Cookie is still pretty solid. I would argue his worst map is probably Inner Fury 1 because it's just borderline unplayable, but maybe just because I can't use a bike very well. Anyway, all of that is just kind of sums up to Cookie being quite a character for himself. Especially, I also like this thing that he's just the type of guy who makes a hardstyle song every map, and it's kind of just went with him the entire duration of his mapping career. I don't think there's a single Cookie map without a hardstyle song. I kind of like those gimmicks when mapper have those gimmicks where you like expect a certain pattern. Like for example on Batia maps that when a Batia map drops, you just know there will be a metal or rock song. It's just kind of cool to have. Now Benny on the other side, entirely different spectrum. I'm not a fan of the Trap series in that way. Like I get why the maps got popular there because they're just like those kind of fast fashion product. I would say they are quickly done. You can quickly get used to them. You can quickly hunt them or just have fun while listening to. I think Ghostmain songs were the things he dropped there mostly, or like in that Spectrum songs. You can just quick enjoy them and then be done with it. So yeah, that same worked with like maps like Just Got Tracked series or like the Athena map Glaxo, all decorate no deco maps, but kind of regarded in a wider spectrum. However, if I had to rank Benny as a mapper, and even taking his other maps like the more ambitious projects, like I forgot the name of it, but there's also this feature with Flint with the 1,000 round song from Ghostmain. I sadly forgot how it was named. It's dark map with like it's typical black sky, but also I think whitish decoration. Don't Bang Our Line, I think was the name, something like this. Which is also a way better map, I think, or even Fiction. I guess I put him on average in the end. Because he never been great, but he made a lot of people enjoy the game more, so I would say it's good that he's there, definitely. But just never really clicked with me. Then Zeta. Honestly, you talked quite a lot about Zeta, but honestly, I have no idea of this guy. Literally not at all. Like, I know that I played maps of him. I can recognize the name somewhat. I don't know what features he was in. I know he had a volume or two, and I played those. And with volume 2, I mean, like, I played probably a volume 6, but I only know 6 and 5, so that's like 2 maps. Uh, I have no clue. I have no picture in mind of that guy. Literally zero. But I just know I know the name. So that's that. And Blue, honestly, every time I hear the name Blue, I have this picture in my head that Like every blue map ever in my mind is just like it has this pier object somewhere, like a couple of times. There is definitely a car change, most likely a bike, and you have just to navigate in some way. There's definitely invisible floor. I think on that one map, I think it was even dropping about 3, that it's like above ground and you have like mountains below you. There's always those weird city hall objects, like those block bits, city block bits. And it's like, I feel like every map of him is exactly this blueprint of exactly this style. So he's plain average to me. I don't know. Fire was always the cool guy of the bunch, definitely. Fire was the cool guy, and Flame also. But Blue, I don't know. I have always the same picture.
Isn't it kind of ironic that Flame and Fire were the cool guys?
Actually, now that you mention it, I can't. They just named themselves like that, knowing they're the deal. Just I don't know. But yeah, I really have no other picture with blue maps in my mind. But yeah, that's the row. Pace
Yeah.
is kind of
So
slow, but still.
the next row is the German delegate, kind of.
Do we want to make now a one-on-one switch again to like spice things up a little?
Yeah, sure. We can start with Flame then. Uh, wait, I didn't rate Benny.
Put him on. I do intend him to put him on unfamiliar, or maybe we have
Yeah,
two bennies, which would be
maybe,
fine.
maybe I.
We have two bennies. Aye, two bennies. Let's
Oh,
go.
oh.
We have two bennies. And
Well, that's
then title
what.
is fraud. It's 665 mappers. It's fraud.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to. I'm gonna put this Benny at, like, we're gonna ignore him, and then we're gonna choose a mapper that we forgot about, maybe from the comments.
Nice, a Joker card. Let's
Yes.
go.
So one of the Bennies is gonna be a post-production
Denny.
Joker card. Um, that's huh.
Anyway,
Why Benny? That's so weird to me. Like, I
I mean, I
barely even
think
know
there
the
was a
guy. How do
Benny
you add
with
him?
double N, but it is what it is. I think we
Maybe I
both know
added
him.
him and then I asked you for people that I was missing, and I didn't remember Benny because I, of course, I didn't remember fucking Benny.
That's a harsh Benny episode. Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
poor
Benny
Benny
catching
guy.
stray. Yeah, so 2 mixtapes now after the fucking Spectrum typo. But yeah, Flame. Uh, I'm kind of torn about Flame because I always really liked his maps and I always appreciated how unique his track was. Like even in a feature, you could tell exactly where his part began and where it ended, which I fucking love. They were always really fucking buggy, and if you got one slow bug, then you were done. I'm gonna put him in above average, kind of like here. Um, maybe nostalgia factor also, but I just really like even if your track is shit, if it's unique and it makes you stand out, then I'm all for it. Looking at you, Zinc. Um, yeah, I like these maps.
Yeah, I can only agree. I also put him on above average. Flame has probably one of the very, not saying most interesting touches, but a lot of interesting touches throughout all his features, and also like solo maps like Trepidation. Like that one really surprised me when I saw it like in 2012 or something. It was really
Yeah,
all over the place with cool ideas, but also like he's in so many colorful features. Desert Symphony, the Gardener series. It's he just can adapt well, but it's always his own flair. So it's like the guy was definitely very good. I would even borderline put him on excellent, but I'm not sure about that too much. So yeah, above average for me also.
it's funny about you mentioned Flame Volume 3 Trepidation. There, like I think it speaks volumes about his track that even to this day, there are parts in that map that I don't know how they were intended to be passed. Like
That's
I can
actually
I
true.
can I can pass them up fine, and I have my own way of driving it, but I don't know if that's the way it was intended to be because it's kind of weird. I don't know.
But speaking of weird, Fire is kind of the same guy. I might start with him because he's a specific, like a special place in my heart, and You know, I kind of want to put a strong GT 2.0 here, but I just put him on excellent, honestly. And I can tell you why. The thing is, Fire doesn't have too much maps, definitely. I don't like all of them. Like, there's some, let's say, for example, there's Volume 2, like, a lot of, like Volume 2, I don't like it too much. It's pretty creative, but my focus is definitely like on not just atrocious skill, for example, but also the complex series specifically. Like, honestly, his volume 1 is super damn great. Like, super damn great. For volume 1, it's like very borderline flawless and super interesting. But his volume 3 is the main selling point. It's one of the weirdest maps I've ever played. One of the same time, in an odd way, most well crafted ones also. And I don't know, the first time I played it, it always kept being in my mind. And that's also to the extent that, my Volume 1 boost area actually is inspired by this map. Like the concept, like not only like back then when I mapped in Trackmania, but also this complex map, the complex 2, this concept of having a small space or like a center space, and you make parts just in that space, and you just kinda get out of this by like driving back and forth several times. And there are just a handful of maps doing this. Like, for example, more popular examples would be Endless Possibilities by Gallardo, for example. I think that's the biggest one, where you just like use parts in different ways, but you just kind of bypass them over and over. And the way Fire is in this volume 3, it stuck to me so much that I just really started to like the guy even more and appreciate him even more and more. So definitely excellent for me. This guy is a huge inspiration for me.
Interesting. Uh, for me, it's just above average. And funnily enough, I prefer his Volume 2 over 1 and 3. He has some maps I didn't like I don't like his Phoenix map. I feel like it's just poor. Um, but yeah, he was pretty cool. I don't have a personal connection to him. I used to talk to him. It was nice, but nothing like you. Like he wasn't a source of inspiration for me. And I feel like his Volume 2 is so out of place from like every single other map he has ever made. But yeah, I liked it, and I think he was cool. And oh yeah, he helped me with my Volume 14 Mustang. He made some decoration for me. He was really good at forest decoration specifically.
that
So
that
yeah,
comes from
above
mapping
average.
with blue. He knows how to tropic these mountains.
Yeah.
But alright. Next one is I boost. Oh, boost. Oh damn. Pooh. How do
Boost
you
was
rank boost?
Boost was kind of your go-to person if you needed like tropical decoration for your
I
map.
feel like, yeah, because he was like everywhere, like around Johnny and Finn, and it was always those nature maps. It's always for like forest situation, just name boost, or like, oh, I have this water devastated where they need some nature. Oh, just call boost. Oh, there is this map with like, I think it was named Depths of Caves, where we have like those highway roads, but it also is kind of a wasteland. Oh, call boost. He gonna know how to place them trees inside. Yeah. Guess that's just the boost thing. I mean, it's above. I would actually come to think of the era. I would even argue he's an excellent decorator. Like, given his time, he did that stuff. I think he was pretty advanced in his craft.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I actually put him on excellent.
I mean, I might have to do changes because whoever I'm putting on the top of above average, I keep comparing them to Seed, and every single time Seed comes out on top, and I'm thinking whether I'm gonna put Seed in excellent instead
I mean,
because
Zed is
he,
very
he just
excellent.
peels out of this list for me. Because I was, obviously I'm thinking about Boost, and it's like, yeah, I think is maybe excellent. I was like, no, I'm not sure, but I think Seed is. So I'm gonna do this. I'm
I
gonna put Seed in
mean,
excellent, and I think Boost is like as above average as one gets. along with Cookie and Ronnie and all of these guys.
I mean, nowadays he would be above average, but these days, back then, he made a lot of good decorations. So that's like the frame for him. And then the next on the list would be Deadline.
Uh,
Honestly, I heard a lot about that guy being an insane goat from the sector. Like for example, guys like Anti-Z, I think, was the guy I heard it from. That this guy, like, I don't know, he was like very young, but he just kinda was super good at decoration, like, as I heard, and he did a lot of assistance for those maps he was in. So honestly, in the end, I'm not sure how I can finally rank this because like it's always hard for me to measure the quality of this style those maps have, like Dreary Mountains and all, because I guess they're pretty neat, but same time I just care so less about these maps, and when I study them a little, it's like I don't feel the extent, you know? It's like I don't feel the extent of how well done this stuff is. So I guess I kind of have to put him on above average for the deed he did, but same time it feels odd to me. So I will just really put him on cannot rate just for to ease my discomfort ranking him.
okay. Well, I'm thinking, and yeah, he was really young. And what's interesting is, I was trying to compare him in my head to like Boost and Flame and all of these guys, naturally. And I think I'm gonna put Deadline at like the bottom of excellent. The reason for that is Deadline actually has many more maps than people think, and he was a really like young guy at the time, but he already had like old school maps with people like fucking. I think he has a map with Simon, like not Simon but Simon, and all of these like OG guys. He was in our SHC style. Like he has so many like old school maps, so he started like really early, and I think starting that early and already having like a kind of influence, and then mapping with those guys, and then going on and actually making like pretty good modern maps. I think his entire like mapography, if you will, deserves an excellent rating. Not like I don't think he's as good as HTC or Nazo or like Nice or Goku, but I think he deserves an excellent. I think he's just a tiny bit above like Boost and Flame and all of these guys. The next one, I think is gonna be the same for me, Sapphire. Um, for those who don't know, Sapphire has an old name. His name used to be Fubby. There were two Fubbies, but we're gonna get into that in a second. Sapphire was excellent, and I feel like it's hard to gauge as well because um his last map, was it the last map? I don't know if it was the last one he was gonna release, but his Volume 9 got lost. So he finished it, he made a video, and he put the video out, and then the map got like lost for some reason. So we never got to try that map. His Volume 8 is really good, and he was also kind of like a prodigy because he was the first who used the fence shit object as track in like a Voride. So I'm gonna put him in excellent as well. I think he was like really good. He was kind of like Deadline in a sense that he was like a really consistently good mapper, and then he had that plus. He had like a really unique style to his track, and he was also like a prodigy. And his, for example, his Volume 7, the what's it called, magical style or
Magic
ooh,
of Freestyle, I think.
magical
Yeah,
freestyle. Yeah,
Magic.
thanks.
Yeah.
Magical freestyle 2. It's such a different kind of map, but it's also like really good. Um, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Honestly, I like.
Excellent.
At first, I hope it wasn't too noticeable that I had to go real quick for taking a package. I heard what you said because I carried my headphones with me.
No, that's good. That's good. I
I
do
just
realize
speed
after like three
ran the.
seconds that there was silence. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the next person.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't even
where
miss much.
the. I just had to act real quick. Anyway, you kind of like your reasoning with Sapphire right now just kind of prevented me from the mice because Do you know this Family Guy scene with the Godfather? It's like, that's my Godfather. I do not care
What
about Sapphire. Really.
what is this pivoting to, like, this Family Guy suddenly
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
in
like
this
you know,
sequence?
but like this popular scene, like I did not care about the Godfather, and that's like my Sapphire. I just honestly,
Oh, I know the scene you mean, yeah, when they are like,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. When you're like drowning and you're like, I do not care about it, and then I was like,
yeah, exactly, exactly,
oh
I
my
got you.
god, what did he just say? And I feel like people will react like this when I say that I really dislike Sapphire maps, like genuinely. The thing is, I mean, to be fair, I didn't play all of them as much. I knew that he's also Fabi, and I think back then I enjoyed one or two Fabi maps. Like they were okay because of the songs. It's like his thing. He picks good songs. I mean, "Kiss My Lips" is so MTA. I can't even grasp how much MTA this damn song is. But honestly, I really hate about all his maps that are still played nowadays. I cannot tell a single. Maybe Endeavors, I think he was puffed. That one is okay. But by God, I really don't enjoy the rest of them. I just really don't like them. And Uproar is the worst, really absolute worst experience of a modern WFF map I've ever had. I just really. I hate how popular this map is. And
That's
it's like,
interesting. Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
I don't know. I'm not sure what happened in my career back then. It's just like at some point I was so damn mad, especially at Uproar, and I just really dislike this map so much, and
it's
I came
weirdly
to the
pessimistic.
conclusion that I just dislike Sapphire maps. I just don't like playing them in general. But the thing is, just because I dislike them so much at this odd point, like I don't know how I can't even understand myself. I just know that I dislike playing them. I just don't want to put him on like below average or dog shit because of it, because it feels just kinda wrong to me. So I would just say I mean just kinda put it on like a scale, and I put him on average. So on one hand,
Um,
like, yeah, I kinda put him down, but same time, you can't just kinda kill me for the opinion.
it's
Like,
so weird. 'Cause I never thought his maps were like out like offensive in any way. Like I didn't see how he would make stuff
I
like it
mean,
wasn't like very decisive, or you know what I mean, like controversial. It
I
was just
gotta say, I honestly blame WFF for it because it started when I was an int, I think. Because, like, you gotta imagine this, like, I got in WFF and I was like, okay, what maps do you play here? And I just played the maps, you know? And I remember that I think at least during this time period, there was like 90% chance that I have to play Uproar. And
Mhm.
I guess it just got to the point that I got a PTSD from it. And the thing is, I think it was even like it was think feed Pine or PJ, I think the map. And the thing is, I have no clue about the other guy because the other guy never really made as much maps. And for that reason, I guess it just stuck with me that like I just attached the name Sapphire to endless pain of Uproar, just immeasurable pain. I literally have PTSD from that map. I think it's
Like the
something
guy
like
was at the
that.
wrong place at the wrong time, and now he's just catching
That's
strays
the thing.
because of
That's
it.
why I just don't wanna. I don't wanna blame Sapphire for it. That's not the reason. It's just like, oh my god, he just should have never made that one map. And I just don't enjoy the others anyway. Like the only really nice thing about him is that he just kind of brought "Kiss My Lips" to MTA. It's like a banger song, but I don't know. It's just that mapper is not made for me, man.
Okay, your decision.
It's
I respect it. I
anyway.
disagree.
Anyway, now that I kind of ranted about Sapphire, let me take the lead for the next guy because we'll go the other direction. And I just want to drop a small love letter to Finn right here. Not gonna lie, Finn might be. Probably he was my favorite back in the day. I think Finn was really great at pushing boundaries. Like, not only as mapper, but also as player. I feel like that guy was just an inspiration if you like was in where my state where I was still pretty low skill wise. I just got kind of a little bit into shockwave maps and all, and then I joined TFF for the first time, and you just see this fucking player being like one of the greatest HDM players. Like, okay, back then it wasn't HDM, but you get what I mean. Like, can kind of finish those harder maps. He even makes harder maps. He is a hunter goat. Like, he's kind of good in everything somehow. He's also a super kind guy, and I don't know. Like, first this person I met, and then also the maps themselves. I feel like about all of the Finn maps were a banger. Like, there were softer maps like West Side Story, they were very nice. Even his Volume 1 Under Control, all nice maps. But still, till this day, I cannot get how he managed to make such an amazing project like virtual reality. Virtual reality feels so damn ahead of its time. It's so well refined for that era. The parts are super creative. The decoration, I always felt like Finn has a very good eye for making nature bits. Like, they feel gigantic, they feel very smoothed out. Though they are in core not too like complex or something, he had a good way of making car change parts, like his cheetah parts, or like sun plane. Sure, I would argue the virtual reality bike part was a little bit over the top. It was literally impossible for me. But I don't know. I felt like that this guy was just acing this era. He was acing this era in his very own way, in his very own creative style. And he was in so many great maps that sadly I have to admit a lot of them also didn't age too well. Like, I would say Unbeatable Area is a little bit weird in retrospective and kind of lives from its nostalgia. All of Skills is literally dead, even though I would say it's like a really, really amazing project for back in the day. And yeah, later on, of course, stuff like Out of Control 2 just didn't click in any way, and he kinda left his last banger map with Hogwarts, I would say. But I don't know, this guy is just a legend for me in every direction you could point, and yeah, I just want to say I really, really like Finn. I really, really like Finn.
Um, I agree, not to the extent that you did. I like his maps, and I think he was a prodigy in many ways. Interestingly enough, whatever he did, people didn't really copy much. I think that's because it actually took effort to make. Like, his maps were like so overscripted sometimes. His volume 3 and 4 that I'm thinking about it, like, it has so much stuff in it. Um Sometimes they didn't really make sense, but you know, his volume 4, I'm thinking about it, and just random like veteran time changes and like random vehicles exploding and whatever just for the sake of it. Um I get that it's supposed to be like a magical, Hogwarts, whatever. Um and his track is it's weird because he had great ideas, um, but I always felt like his track was clunky in a way. Um, he has some maps where his parts just like sometimes just don't work well. He has a Christmas map with like Ricardo, Freeze, and I maybe Evil. Um, and like you reach his part and you just die. Like he just the markers are wrong, the parts are just not measured correctly.
I mean,
Um,
in all honesty, I don't count this in Finn's legacy because I feel like this was like well, you want me in a map? Okay, wait. I do some couple of hours job. Okay, nice, GG's. It
yeah,
kind of
but
feels like this.
I kind of feel like you would make the same argument for others. I feel like you're biased in that sense.
Maybe, but yeah, in the end, I mean, sure, Finn isn't perfect, definitely, but
Yeah, I'm
in
not
the
saying that
end,
he's bad. I'm just saying that he. I'm a bit torn. I think he was definitely excellent, but he definitely wasn't a legend for me. Like his track was always how do I explain it? It like felt a bit rushed. Like I feel like he had the ideas and he had the ability, but they just feel like they were made without proper testing sometimes.
I mean,
Or in
yeah,
what's it called? Inclination, I think, with Polak Mali and someone else.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
also a
remember.
weird map. Yeah.
Batu maybe, I don't know. And his track. Well, I remember having to fix a part, but it's just that I've never seen anybody go through that part. Like I've seen people having top times, but I've never seen anybody actually drive the part, and I don't know how. It's just like an invisible object that just throws you in like a way, but you just never reach the landing. I don't understand. So I don't know. For me, he's like you know clunky, but like he had the ideas, he had the vision, he had the ability. His volume 5 is completely forgettable. I don't know. I don't know how he managed to make a map which has so much in it, and yet I don't remember fucking anything about it apart from the first minute.
That's simple. I can explain it to you. The thing is that you don't remember this map because I can't. I feel like 5 people in the entire game's history are able to play it, and I'm actually one of them because I tried hard to do it. That's
Yeah,
the
just
thing.
it just misses the spot, like misses the spot. Sorry, entirely.
It's just like it's made for like creativity, but it's lacking the playability for like if you're not prepared to dive into it, you won't be able to play it because you have to like the first stuff is already. I mean, most people kind of get to the after Hydra part, and then you have to make this odd drift, and there about 70% are kicked out, and those who remain die at the vortex part right after. And if you ever try it a little later, then you're just getting confused because of that. There's this one slide part where you kind of have to stay on a shade, and then it's like moving downhill while you're balancing on it, and you have to be very precise about it and all. It's like creativity in skill checks, but yeah, most people just don't have the patience for that. It's
He overdid it,
just
I think.
he
That's the
definitely
vibe
did.
I'm getting.
Yeah, he definitely did. But I say on the other hand kind of like it because I'm just having something for like ambitious things that also didn't age too well or like didn't hit, but I just see what he tries there and then yeah.
Yeah,
But overall I also have my like these days I also have my negatives about Finn. Like you have no idea how often I have the debate with Dubby. I don't know if you know Dubby, but we keep arguing about that he's saying, "Yeah, well, I want to play Unseen Galaxy in, for example, a clan war or something, or like we should play Unseen Galaxy here, and or buying Unseen Galaxy." I'm like, bro, Unseen Galaxy is a horrendous piece of trash.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it was cool back in the day, but honestly, that's an unoptimized fame map. Honestly,
yeah. Fun fact: it wasn't gonna be Finn in the map originally. It was gonna be Axix, Grox, and Abodi rules.
it would have been even worse.
Yeah, he declined because he
Oh,
I don't know why, but then after he
just
saw the map, he was like, "Yeah, maybe I should have,
bro, can you imagine the damn bike skill check on freaking Unseen Galaxy? Please,
after the
no!
speed force just suddenly a
Oh
fucking I don't know alien
no!
like grinding on a fence or
Oh,
something."
please, no! No, 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 no! Oh
Yeah.
god, that would be horrendous, not gonna lie. Oh god.
All right, let's move on to the next person I say,
Uh,
which is
who's
Johnny,
next? Oh, Jonas.
the
Uh,
other, the other Fabi.
I don't think he's named Jonas, but oh man, Johnny has so much layers to him.
Yeah, he
I was able to meet him like years prior, first time. Um, super chill guy. I like the guy honestly. And map wise, I feel like he's an as character kinda like an HTC with a whole other direction. I would say map wise because he stands out very well with his style. Definitely, he already did way early. Like Tropical Magic is super iconic. Let's be real. But with the Whistle series, he kinda made sure to be like very, very stood out in an iconic way. Like especially Whistle 2 is a map I've never seen again like this. It has very weird skill checks. It has a banger song. Most of the time, I was very confused. Like over years, I was confused on how to even approach this map because I already thought it was borderline impossible. Same with the our time maps. Like I don't know how it is with you, but in the old times when you're not as skilled as like you don't have knowledge of nowadays with like it's hard to explain, but I guess you get it when I say that back then you always have certain issues with handling the Infernus, and it's not like there is a mechanic you don't know. It's more like you had a different feeling of approaching parts, and this feeling to drive something like Whistle 2 just wasn't there, and therefore you couldn't play it. It's like it's kind of weird to phrase, but maybe you get me in a way. I don't know.
Mm,
It's a little
yeah,
complicated.
just I
It's
don't
like
know.
back then you couldn't make a jump. Then you nowadays you can make it easily, but you can't really explain why. It's just the thing that's just there. And I feel like that's with most Johnny maps, especially in this era between like volume 4 to volume all of them kinda. I mean, if I remember correctly, you are a fan of volume 10, especially also because I know you had one of the rare top times there.
Uh,
Like I'm not sure if it
I
was you, but I think
don't know
uh,
if I ever passed the map. I like the first half. I don't remember the second half. I think it's
yeah,
cool.
it's
Yeah,
but I mean I think it's a perfect example for everything that's with Johnny. It's like very creative. Like I even he even said it to me that Johnny is a lot about just making creative ideas, and he's not hesitating to push them through, even if they are like borderline tricky with physics and all, and like tricky with playability. And it's like it mirrors very well in Skilled Island, and especially also Dark Affection. In fact, what was the name again? Unleash Dark Infect. It's a super crazy title. And
yeah,
all in all, I would say. So I get finally to a point that it's just very interesting about to talk about. Let's be real. Um, I put him on excellent. I think he's a legend in his own regard, but I would say excellent suits him very well. If you get a Johnny map, it's never uninteresting, and
yeah.
sure
Something
some
happens.
are unplayable, maybe, or like borderline unplayable, but also there are a lot of very great. And it's always fun to get into them, honestly. So
Yeah,
yeah, I would go for excellent.
I feel like Johnny Maps got a lot of slack. Um, Undeservedly so, because I think people just didn't like Johnny Maps because of Johnny and who he was and what he was like, and not the maps themselves.
Was he that back then?
And I
Like I
feel
met
like
him in Modern Era and he was kinda cool. I still like him.
yeah, I mean he's calmed down now and he's not really he's not that like active anymore. And yeah, back in the days he was a very controversial figure, I would say. He liked drama and he was always in the center of it. And I feel like whenever people like, for example, failed the Johnny map, they were like double as annoyed, or not even double annoyed, but like Johnny was easy to blame. He was an easy target because he put himself out there. So I feel
Funny
like
enough.
people just didn't like Johnny maps just because it was Johnny, and they didn't even try to appreciate them because it was cool to hate on Johnny. I really liked his maps always, even the Fabi maps. The Young, Wild, and Free was pretty cool. Sidelines was pretty cool. Supernatural Skills was entirely copied from Pure Skills Paradise, but it was okay.
Oh god,
Um,
I remember. I hate this map honestly. Maybe because I only played the Modern Era, but I feel like this map is so stupid.
yeah,
It's it's, it's like
it's
it's
old
like
brand
this.
fucking
Mom, can we have Ender Shell? Oh, we have him at home.
yeah, fucking PS3 from Temu.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
yeah, but I don't know. I like his maps. He has his own style. His volume 11 and 10 are maybe like a little bit too fucking like I don't know. They both are a bit clunky. His volume 11 is like I remember it's like it really has too much slow loading for me, so it's like not a good experience to play. Yeah, I like them. They always stand out. You can tell when you're playing a Johnny map that it's a Johnny map. So yeah, I appreciate them really much.
Also, Volume 10 has one of the best songs I've ever heard in the game, honestly. Like, the map is such a vibe with that song, it's crazy.
Yeah. Moving on.
I can't say much
Although,
about it. Let me start because I can't say much about that guy. I know he's in Reflection of Perfection, which, in my opinion, I think I even said it, is like my favorite body rules part of Taken map
Yeah, it was
alongside
understandable.
Darkler 2. The only thing I know he did else was, I think, the Way to Die series, which were
Yes.
like a two part. And given that map, I think he average, above average. I kind of make it dependent on you, I think, there, because I'm somewhere in between, because that series is very interesting. But not bad one. Not bad one, definitely.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Pavel in hat potential. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that.
explain why.
Yeah, maybe I
He
do
has
that.
more map than people think, because he has some other nicknames. I forgot the new one, but I think he has a few new maps, and they are fucking dog shit. Like they are these typical fucking old mapper comes back to MTA and realizes there's like new tools now, and they can just use a fucking auto shade and whatever, and they are all like these trees in the water, and then you go left and you go right. Typical fucking it really bothers me because back in the days he was really good. I think he had potential, like the Way to Die and the Upper the Rules map were like pretty fucking cool, but yeah, he never really, I don't know, he never took it like super serious, I don't think. So yeah, I like few of his maps, and the rest are pretty bad. So I think he had potential, but he wasted it.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I don't know much about him either. I know what's funny. I know even less about Vantage. I know he made Tree Mountains. He's like the first guy on the Tree Mountains map. Yeah, how about unfamiliar with that one? What the hell? I don't know. I don't know, man.
Uh, but it was, I don't know, kind of like Boost, except he had less maps and he also made like track a lot. So I think he was like above average for me. He never really stood out. Vantage was kind of like the German driver, the Hungarian driver. To me, like he doesn't have a solo map, so it's like hard to gauge. Um, he was okay, yeah. I don't think he really stood out ever. I think he was a pretty good DM player. So I think he stood out on Clownfus more than as a mapper. But yeah, I'm gonna put him like in the Boost Flame kind of. I think they're all the same to me. Flame stands out a bit because of his track, but yeah, above average, I would say.
Okay, and then we have. I mean, honestly, with Sphinx now, the next one. I would say he's the same for me as Darken, because I pretty much know them only for the Haunted series, which is a super super great series. So I would put him on above average, because else, like, I mean, I played once Volume 8, I think, from Sphinx, and was okay. Kind of same, but a little bit lower. I guess above average is totally fine for him. That's about it.
Sphinx is
I like Haunted.
interesting. Uh, Sphinx is for me, Sphinx is one of those mappers who if you had to those bars in games where you like like set the skill for your character. I think Sphinx at the time maxed out on decoration, but it didn't have any points left for track. So all of his maps have like really unique decoration and like really pretty interesting. All of them, you can tell that Sphinx made them. Like the Haunted series were like entirely decorated by Sphinx and didn't make any track in them.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so Darken made the tracks and the Sphinx made the decoration.
Okay, actually,
And
then he's excellent, honestly. Then he's excellent. Not gonna lie.
yeah, but like he has solo maps, and I like his Volume 6 because of nostalgia. But they are like so bad track wise. Like it's hard for me because I like the maps, but I know that they are shit like to play on. So had potential, I think.
Uh,
Uh
I honestly, if he did the entire decoration on the Haunted series, that's enough for me, honestly. I mean, even if he's better track, then yeah, then he shouldn't have done so many volumes. But
it's hard
for that
because
time period, that's insane task. That's insane job well done. For real. I will stick to excellent, definitely.
yeah, bottom of excellence. Yeah, I'll give
I,
it to him.
I really like
Give it
Haunted.
to him.
I think everyone likes Haunted. How can you not like Haunted? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Uh, isn't that next guy Butchie? Isn't that the guy who had this whole scandal about like deleting maps of Lycra or something. No, I think,
Yeah.
or was it Boost? I forgot, honestly.
No, Butch is one of the
Yeah, the guy with pro gear.
Russian figures. Yeah.
Can I just put him on dog shit for the personality? I mean, honestly, I don't know much of his maps. His maps are kind of decent. Like, it's kind of an interesting style. I just, in my mind, I always have this, like, it's this OS Studio TC style, but it's kind of like always on a diagonal, like either upwards or downwards. A little like that's what I have in mind with Butcher and Pro Gear. But I mean, that would be average at best.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, not much to say. I think he had a lot of old maps. I'm not super familiar with all of them. The new maps are like okay. They kind of meet the bar, but they don't really stand out. Bucci has a map with swings, funnily enough, and it was also one of those Bucci made a track and then swings made the decoration things. And they're fine. Like uh, there's the True Survivor map. I think it's Bucci is in it. Like Bucci Pro Gears 50 and TNT, I think. And they're like
TNT
fine.
again.
Yeah, nothing really outstanding.
I mean, yeah.
Next one is Helios.
Oh yeah. Straight up excellent. Helios just arrived and was like, you know what? I like old style maps. I can do that too. And he honestly kind of did that too. I mean, yeah, you have to get into them. On like Volume 1 is a free ride with the lethal parody. Volume 2, I've
Parody.
witnessed a lot of people have issues with it. I get it. I get where they're coming from. I still like the map. And Volume 3, I hunted this map so much because I felt like I felt like G Extreme is just a love letter mixed by like the old style of like guys like Seabus, but mixed with actually challenging aspect of having a raw DM style HDM experience, if you get me. That's made this map in a way that I have barely experienced by any map. And that's why I really, really like G Extreme in particular. I had so much fun with this map. And I really wish Helios would have done more maps. I mean, sure, there's also Project Halcyon, also very cool thing. And I think he also decorated one of your maps with the Pogo song, which is honestly also just such a vibe. So Helios is just beautiful, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in heads potential. I think is yeah, pretty much at the top of has potential. Or excellent. I don't know.
I mean, I think both. I kind of want to do both at the same time, but I just put him on
Yeah.
excellent because he already did so many great maps, kind of like under.
Hmm. I'm torn. His old maps are dog shit. He had another name before Helios, and
That's why he's so good. Jesus Christ, makes
yeah, I
sense
don't know where
now.
it came from to be honest, because his old maps have nothing going for them. I don't think they are dog shit. And then suddenly he just made the fucking lethal map, and I was like, wow, that's cool. I like it. So looking at his I don't know. It's hard. I'm gonna put him in excellent and just not think about it. Kind of.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fair.
I'm torn with like Helios and Swings. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's be nice.
Boxster is a very interesting guy. Boxster is also one of those mappers where I had a lot of issues to grasp his style. Very rough style, like very amazing style in its own regard, but I don't know, it felt like very hard to play a Boxster map till finish without like training it properly, which makes sense because I think his maps nowadays are labeled as HDMs, though they are rather soft HDMs. I think he has enough maps to not be labeled as potential mapper. Same time, I think it's not enough to be called excellent. I would say above average, but a very interesting style for an above average mapper. He definitely has something for him going. And
Yeah,
I also
yeah.
really love that GameX made a Boxster Memories map because it really even though I would say GameX made this more simplified, which makes sense because therefore it's more playable. That guy had a lot of interesting things going for him.
Yeah, I liked his style, he's kind of like Zinc for me. Like didn't really enjoy playing his maps apart from a few because the tracks were always a bit like I don't know, clunky and weird and unpredictable. But I really like the decoration. I feel like he established his own style. So yeah, above average for me. I don't think he had much more in him to put him in Hat's potential. And I don't think he was excellent. So yeah, above average, like around the top somewhere for me.
All right, then we go to the actually, I'm not sure. Like, given the history of this character here, I'm not sure if I say he or she actually, from what I've heard. But anyway, Kuhn is. I mean, given the name, a legend, but given the maps, it's this is the most overhyped Volume 1 in the entire game, I would say. Let's be real, it's the most overhyped one. It's like it makes no sense, but here we are. But I don't want to pin down the skill of Kuhn. Like the mapping skill of Kuhn is definitely there, and it shows on later projects, especially stuff like Waterfront, for example, is a very great example of Kuhn showing off well. Peaceful Finale also, or there was this, I forgot the name of it, the feature with Visual. Uh, I think it
Crucial
was Crucial
project.
Project, yeah. So Kuhn is. I feel like Volume 1 is such a boring map in comparison to what Kuhn actually did as well.
Yeah.
I would say. Map style wise, it's not excellent. It's definitely, I would say, high above average, kinda, like, mind wise. Um, but definitely a map you can't go wrong with. Most of the maps you can go wrong with there, and a lot of them is very enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Kuhn in excellent. I feel like they are kind of like fatal in terms of consistency, but I feel like Kuhn had more ideas and they reached higher highs, I think, and they had been around longer because Kuhn had a lot of SAMP maps also, and they were already pretty cool at the time. Uh, yeah, I don't think they have a bad map. Yeah, they do. The one with me. Do Not Be Afraid 5 is pretty fucking dog shit. It was made when I didn't really know what TNT had going on at the time. But yeah, I think excellent. I think Kuhn was very consistent and they were really good.
All right.
The next two, I
We're
think we
skipping
should.
the yeah. We said we saved them for last. Did those randoms because I don't even know how to rank them. Who are those guys? Let's
Yeah.
just jump to the next one. Oh, oh, I like that guy. Oh, I like that guy a lot. Honestly, I just gonna honestly. I'm not sure if he deserves it, but I gotta put him on excellent because let's be real here. I fair enough grew up on this maps partly, especially like Volume 1 and Volume 2, but especially, oh, Volume 1 is so fun to play. Terror Dome is so fun to play. I even enjoy it today. It's not the greatest project like map wise, but oh, it's so fun. It's so damn fun. Really, it's so fun. And even after, like, if you play like stuff like Volume 5, I think was it. I mean, actually, all the volumes of him are kind of fun to play. His decoration isn't the greatest, but it's definitely well done enough in those also later volumes, and he's also in some good feats. I would say his strongest feat definitely is Farragos. I'm not sure what he did there, given that I mean all of this map speaks for that Chippy is capable of it. So I don't know what he did there. But all in all, when I hear the name Gaswheel, I think of quality in terms of fun gameplay, really. So yeah, excellent. I always like it when the Gaswheel map is played. definitely.
Mm, I don't have such strong feelings towards America's favorite mapper, Gas Oil.
Oh my god.
um, yeah, I like his maps. I think his my favorite is still his Volume 5. Um, our map together is pretty cool. He made a good job. Um, otherwise solid. Yeah, but nothing really outstanding for me. But he was really good. I think he's somewhere at the top here. Kind of like, yeah, he was solid. But just to say for me.
Um, Next one, you will have probably more to say than me, so I'll keep it quick. As Cool is for me the guy who is part of the New Island map and is part of some other maps and is probably kinda needed mapping, so I would say he's average.
Huh.
Well, shoot your shot.
Yeah, Cool was he's been around for a long time, or he was around for a long time. I think it was definitely at least above average. But I think I don't know. Cool was part of many great projects, but I don't think any of those projects were like I don't think they were them or oh how do I say this in English? Like I don't think he made those maps what they are. I think he was just part of them, and like the reason those maps are cool, like uh oh what's it called? Sea style, sea style. I was gonna say sea line. No, sea style is really cool. Sea style 3 is iconic. There's New Island. There's like many other like older maps, but I don't think any of them are iconic because of cool. I think he was just there and he was doing his thing and he was solid. So yeah, top of above average. He was kind of cool. Was like kind of like a Croatian boost for me, except he didn't have that many like decoration projects, but or more like the Croatian Fatal. Like he was solid and you knew what you were gonna get, but he never made anything like super outstanding.
Alright. Next guy, oh my god. So I already made my thoughts while you shared your cool opinion a little because I just saw his name. There was a time I would have said that Reason is one of the best decorators I've seen. And it's a little bit complicated because when you go through his volumes, you see a lot of quality, but same time also a lot of weird decisions. In the end, I would say track wise, he's okay. He's okay. But decoration wise, especially in the latest maps he did, which I think were like volume 9 and Conservation 2, you could really say he's almost goaded for the time in terms of decoration. But like goaded in the sense of like very good, not like the goaded tier. But it's very hard for me. I kind of between excellent and above average, but I feel like above average is a little too low for him, for given what he is capable of decoration wise. Settling with a low excellent, and he kind of stopped the moment he really grew up like crazy. I guess that's how I would phrase it.
Um, I have things to say about Resin that uh, nobody seems to talk about them. These are things I've noticed, negative things. His decoration is subpar to me, and the reason is I've never seen anybody mention this, but take a look at his maps sometime when you remember and you have the time. This his decoration is so like unfinished and I don't know. I don't think he has any map where which doesn't have like at least one part where you can see the decoration from like behind or below. Like it's full of like unfinished, uncovered parts. And also he has so many maps which are just copied. Like his volume 6 is a fake death volume 10 inspiration. His volume 5, I think, is a freeze volume 11 inspiration. Survive is cool, but also it has the same issue with decoration. Then he made his volume 9, I think, Arise, which is just the same style as his feat was with Paki, which I feel like he didn't come up with. It was more like a Paki thing. So I feel like there's a pattern where like a map comes out which is cool, and then there's after that there's a resin map which is like the same style. So yeah, to me he was above average, even in spite of these. Um, but yeah, I have always had these thoughts about him that like I don't know.
I mean, I never noticed it that way because I never felt like those maps were like unfinished. I mean, sure, like older maps, sure, but Arise and Conservation 2 never really felt like it. Arise at the very max is like odd track decision in like connection with the decoration that is like a little bit weird in the late game, but I
Yeah,
didn't feel like it.
Arise doesn't have the decoration problem because it's like a more of a night style map.
I
But like any other map which
mean,
has like night bits, land bits, and like rocks and stuff. I mean, I could show you screenshots. I could like send you 10 of them, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's probably one of those things where, like, once you see it, you can't unsee it, and then
yeah,
it
yeah,
would probably
exactly, it
drop
is,
it.
and they just bother me ever since.
Because I have this with some specific maps, actually. But yeah. I mean, I kind of get where you're pointing at. And then we could move on to the. I think there's also a lot of different opinion about that guy, not in particular between us, but like in general. I always feel like Pecky is a little bit in between there. For me, it's personally, I feel like I have this opinion that for some reason a lot of people decline. It's like Volume 11 is shit.
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
let me stretch it out. Like it's not really shit, but it's odd that it was that popular because honestly, at the very least, the final minute of this entire map, or like this loop stuff there at the end, is so damn bad and poor. I don't know why this map is so loved. Like compare Volume 11 to Volume 12 or 13. They are so much better. They are so much more refined. They have so much more creative input. On Volume 11, I feel like he did the spawn. It's kind of interesting start, and then it just kind of flattens out the more you play it. That's the one thing I didn't get because everything after is just kind of like no matter if you play Across the Hills, if you play Defiance, if you play the Conspiration series. I mean, I don't know why he had to make a map with the Hakenkreuz and stuff, but I guess he had to. So okay, you go. Um, City of Dreams also looks beautiful and all, but really dangerous? Nah, that's not the map. And I would,
Yeah,
would I,
so
w- and I would say in general that at this point he just kind of like everything before was just neat, I guess. But ever since Volume 12, damn, glow up as hell. So, hmm. I mean, you can share first. I just kind of think about where I rank him in the end.
yeah, so the opposite opinion is incoming. I think his volume 10 and 11 were peak Bucky.
His
Not,
peak.
not not necessarily peak, but those are my favorite maps, and I really like his map with resin. I think that's cool. His volume 12 and 13 were really good when they came out, and they were fun to play for like the first few times. And after those, they have, for me personally, they have become one of the most fucking boring maps I could play in MTA. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the pacing, but it's like they're like 5 to 6 minutes long, or like at least four. I don't remember, and they are just so fucking boring. I don't know why. City of Dreams is an exception. I like it, but his volume 12 and 13 were so fucking boring to me. Um, but even even then, I think he was excellent. Um,
I
he
think
had many
about
ideas.
putting
He
him
made
in
them
Legend.
well. Uh, yeah, not much else to say.
I really just think about putting him to Legend for the reason that I feel like his decoration style was kinda overwhelming for the time in some like it's not. I'm not sure how amazing it was really, but I would say especially Defiance had so many interesting inputs for decoration, for this giant feeling, because it's like so stretched, and the object use is somehow it's simple, but same time it's just so well crafted. It's
They are good, and they are like I like them in every single other way. But for me, they're so boring now. I don't know why.
it,
Maybe they
it
just,
yeah,
I don't know.
overplayed. I would say overplayed
Kind
with
of,
a mix
yeah.
of like. The thing is, those maps are made to feel like a journey, and if you're not in the journey, then it's just not affecting you. I would say it's like kind of like this, because those projects feel like adventure maps, kind of like, especially like those you point out as the worst ones. Like if you play Conservation and Defiance, if you have the song going, it's just the entire song builds up this feeling of start a journey, live it, end the journey. It's just kind of, if you're not in it and you just like kind of feel like, I don't want to play, and then you have like this 6 minute, it's on Defiant 6 minute time of like, oh man, I'm just looking at it. Oh man. Because yeah, I admit there's a lot of straight stuff going on. Let's be real. That's usually just one part build up for like 20 seconds. One part build up.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
every single part of his is just so like long-winded.
It's
Like,
because it's
what
just
is this volume 12? Where there's like a backward part and there's like a pipe, and then you go left and then right at the backwards, and then you go down and there's a flip. Like you're literally just holding S for like 50 seconds.
yeah, that's why I totally get it. I
It's
totally
the
get it.
pacing for me. It hits the worst sweet spot, like the bitter spot. It's just so boring.
You could say it's the one piece of mapping.
Yeah,
Got
I don't
a
know.
thousand episodes worth of straight road. I mean, it's not really like that, but arguably, I guess that's kind of the feeling. What you're trying to see.
Yeah. All right, let's move on because we will never fucking finish this episode.
Oh,
But we do.
definitely not. I'm just wondering if you just stick with 400 for today.
Nah, we gotta comment.
Because I
Wait.
don't feel like I have the time. I guess we have to settle for 400. But we'll
How many?
see. Let's just continue with Jesus Christ.
We can do 50 today, and then do like a half episode and then combine them.
Oh no,
Without
combining.
without telling the audience that it ever happened.
No, combining. No combining. I gotta render this, this won't go well. No, combining.
I mean, we can give it a shot at least. Then it's
Let's
50
just
and it's a half
let's
episode
just do the 32, and then
or
I think
2.5.
and then we'll see known. No, known. I feel like some groups of people overrate him. Definitely a good mapper, definitely good maps and all, but uh, hmm, nah, I'm fine with above average. Hmm.
Really?
Or am I? I never really liked his maps that much, and I never feel like his style is that amazing that he's excellent. I don't know. I mean, people keep telling me this, but like, Dark Nature is just damn fine. Legendary Path, damn fine. Uncommon Impression, damn fine. Is it excellent? I mean, aren't those his best maps? I don't know. He definitely isn't bad, but like I never felt like, damn, it's known, it's crazy, peak shit. No, no.
I don't
Not,
know. I
not
really like his
really.
maps. I think he had a like a really unique night style to him, which I think after that people started like copying a little. Um, but yeah, I think it was funny. Like a few days ago, I was sending a song to Andrew for a map, and then he said it was such a known type of song, and I was like, I know exactly what you mean. Like even the type of music reminded him of the same person. So I don't know. I think he was really unique at the time, and I think he was really good. I really liked his maps. Legendary Path was a miss to me. I don't even remember anything about the map itself.
I mean, I do. It's
Volumes, I
really.
I, I really like them. So for me, he's excellent.
I mean, the thing in the end is like I don't want to point him down. Like so many people like him, and I kind of get where they're coming from, but I guess it's just the same situation with Rampage. It's just probably just too far off for the style type to amaze me. I never felt amazed by him. I just felt damn fine. That's just it. I guess that's just where I settle with him. It's what it is. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Go to it.
Okay, Brian, let's be real here. I have to be careful about my wording now because in the end, that guy is one of my two leaders. Okay, I have to be careful. I just want to say, um, no time. Actually had talks with him about his maps. I kind of pinned him down several times because I felt like his maps are boring most of the time. Legit. That's what I said to him. I was like, I I don't know, your maps are all kind of mediocre or like middle, like nothing special. But very least at volume 6, he kind of hold middle finger up and was like, okay, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. This map is insane. I gotta admit that. But nah, pointed down in the end, I would say Notype is also like a scaling guy. Made plain maps, so like not the plainest ones I've ever seen, but like maps that are not standing out and then it's just kind of better over time. With some that are just a little bit clunky. I would say, given the latest maps, the improvement is like doubled or tripled, honestly, very least. Even though it's still the simple line of style he's going with. Yeah, I would say above average, arguably with tendencies to go in the excellent tier if he keeps that up. But yeah, there's just like, let's say a year or two ago, probably just average.
Yeah. I feel like he's above average. But I don't think he warrants like a has potential. Like I think he has more in him, but I don't feel like yeah, he just to me he's not a person who I think like, yeah, I don't think we've seen the best of him. I think we have, but I think he has more. I don't know. I'm torn.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's like that's like
I think
the
it's
final
established.
evolve. The final evolve could be like final arc is approaching or something like this.
Kind of like fatal in a way. Like he has the ability to be better. Whether he ever will is yet to be seen. I don't know.
I mean, all in
Um,
all, what I can say is that he makes enjoyable maps. And he
yeah.
will always stick in this. He will stick in the same style tier, and he will always, depending on how long he keeps going, will do the same quality with some small upgrades. That's kind of the thing. What he's gonna do, I guess. But yeah, all in all, it's always like the latest maps, especially. Like I would say, a good mapper, definitely good mapper. Uh,
Next,
Where I kind of lost
Geralt.
track. Oh, that I honestly only know Purple Dynasty, man. I think I'm on the wrong address here. I go with average because the map is interesting. Not sure if he made better stuff, but I can imagine he made much better stuff, honestly.
Well, we have a map together, but he only made decoration in it. My favorite Geralt's map is, I think it was his last map he ever made. I don't know. Is it his volume 7 or 6? I think it's called just 9 months or just 7 months. I don't know. It's like it's a completely different map than any of his others. And it's like interesting. It's weird. I don't think I've ever finished it before because I always failed in like a stupid way. But it was like one of those. I want to compare it to like a quantum map. Like where sometimes you just slow down and like turn and like. And then the pacing reminded me of quantum. It wasn't that good.
Yeah, just
But yeah, I like that one map, and I like our map together, but he only made decorations, so it's hard to gauge.
so a neat guy basically, but nothing special.
Yeah, I guess.
Also have to figure out a name. Moita. I have a
Oh,
picture of a sand king in my head. I think Breaking Records or something was the name. Was it?
yes.
Yeah.
Moito beat Ochi or Oxy, Breaker Records. But that's not his best map.
Wait,
If you
wait,
want, I can
that's
take
wait, wait, wait,
you
wait, 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 wait. That's Oxy also.
OCSI, Ochi or Oxy, Samp guy.
Gee.
Oh
Uh,
no, wrong map. Sorry. Yeah, Breaker Records is. Wait, was it? Wait, I'm gonna cheat. I think Breaker Records 2 is volume 7, I think.
yeah.
But I
But
I
is
think
it?
Breaker Records 1 is a map with Ochi. Is
Hmm.
it not? Let me check. Uh,
Just keep
yeah,
thinking.
Breaker Records 1 is with Ochi, and the Breaker Records 2 is his volume
That's how. Okay. Nah, yeah. That's all I have in my head right now about him. I would say also average, though. I felt like the map had potential to be better. That he could improve. I have no clue about him that much. I would say what I've seen is average or like tendencies above. But yeah, okay, you put him on excellent. I guess he is really that better.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to like base your opinion on mine. I was gonna say that this is gonna be
No, no,
one of my
no.
hot takes, but fucking Moito is one of my secret weapons.
I
Um,
mean, I said above average chances before I saw you put him on excellent. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess it's just that my instincts are pretty damn right.
yeah. He's one of my secret weapons, as I said. He's really fucking good and he's really underrated. He was a sump guy, so you didn't see him in MTA often, and every single fucking map after his volume 4, like you can tell that it's his track, and it's such like I don't know. I've tried to like recreate the flow that he has in maps. Like I've tried to take inspiration, and I struggled. Like I don't know how he did it, but like some of his parts like feel so unique to him. I'm gonna make you play a few of his maps later. Remind me, because I wanna show you. But I don't know. His volume 4, 5, his 6 is a Sand King map, and it's also really good. His 7 is really good. He has feat maps that are really good. So yeah, I think he's excellent. He is, I think, from this entire excellent list, he's the most underrated mapper for now. I don't, and he may be the most underrated mapper overall on my list. I really love Moita maps.
All right. I just haven't played it as much, I guess. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
I'll show
what
you.
I also have my thinking of is like next map of Wario. Honestly, it's like uh how can I explain this feeling I have about Wario? It's like I feel that he is definitely renowned enough for what he does, but same time he's not. Because I always like if I hear Wario, if I see there's a map, there's Wario in it, I expect that it's partly or like full, very well decorated. And that's usually the case, no matter if it's a solo map or like a feature. Um, Thing is, I never felt like Wario is as renowned as the style probably deserves. He goes for like the quality his maps usually have. And same time, I'm not sure if he's excellent or above average for it. I think there was a later product of him, Sunbeam 2 or Sunglide 2, Sun something 2. Where I also noticed that his track is kind of plain, but same time little bit more interesting and flows well with the decorations that he goes for and all. I just stick to above. I just stick to above. He's a little hard to grasp. I stick to above definitely. I would say.
For me, Wario is. I think I'm gonna just admit that if he didn't take a part in one of our maps together, like rural county, sorry. Um, I think I would just rate him average. But to me, the work that he did in that map was pretty good and surprising. So for that alone, I'm putting him in above average. I feel like he is, even if I don't know, I don't know his like other maps that well. Um, but I feel like that was enough to convince me that at least he has the ability to be above average. So yeah, I'm comfortable putting him there.
I mean, I really don't know how people are with Wario if they hear him, but I just know that I have a somewhat feeling that he's on one hand fairly renowned, but same time probably not enough, just slightly not enough.
Yeah, for me he's like just above average. So like he's like
Yeah.
somewhere at the bottom here.
I just can say I never played a bad Wario map, even older maps. I never had a bad time with a Wario map. It's just yeah. That's all I can say. Good guy.
Yeah.
Next is
Nathan from the
uh
Tam. I don't know how you say his name.
Nathan. No, I don't know. Nathan. I'll just say
Nathan,
Nathan.
yeah.
Playing excellent, honestly. Arguably even legendary, but I guess I saved this for another guy. Um, that's the same thing, you know. No bad job done ever. What? Name me the one bad Nathan map.
Yeah.
Literally.
To me he's yeah, solid.
Like, I don't know. Like, solo blue plays totally fine. And every damn feature is. If he's in a feature you have eye candy as decoration. Oh, I mean, okay, except Locritran, but yeah, that's given, okay. The map was never made to be. But gotta say, Locritran is a better decoration job than everything that tried to do Locritran. Which is kind of a fair point to make. So they
Um,
also even has this quality to some degree in a low budget map. I guess it's valid. Every time Nathan is in a map with decoration effort, the decoration slaps. That's enough for me to put him on excellent.
uh, I'm changing my mind. I think I'm gonna put Vario in average and Froon also.
The
I was
backstab.
just looking at the names between average and above average, and I feel like Froon or I immediately forgot what was Vario. I don't think they are necessarily so much better than, for example, Royal or Peach or Elcro. So yeah, just quick changes. But yeah, for me, Natum is kind of similar to what I said about Vario earlier, except he has more maps that I know which are cool and solid. So yeah, above average, just about.
Fair. Next
Next one,
one is uh
uh,
Sasuke. Sa-
Sasuke.
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 Has one of the most iconic volumes 4 in the entire game, honestly. Um, thing about him is it's really just volume 4 and volume 6. I mean, sure, he's in Dark Saints 1, valid, good map and all. Um, above average, I would say. I would, I would say plain above average. He has this few maps that are outstanding. I guess most of the other stuff is just not that outstanding, but I guess it's enough to give him credit for because those maps are just really, really enjoyable. Yeah, above average.
For me, is average, but around the top of average. Yeah, I like his volume 3 and 4, and I like Dark Saints, although he only made decoration. Um, yeah, I don't necessarily like his volume 5, and his 6 is yeah, once again okay. So yeah, average to me, but I like it. I like his maps, and I like him.
Yeah, it's plain solid. Oh, Snake. Snake.
No,
We have
Snake,
the Snake.
Snake.
Detrimental Death is a legend for me, definitely. Is Snake
Snake
a
is a legend
legend
for you.
for me? Is Snake a legend for me? Honestly, if Snake is one of those mappers where I feel like I have the entire picture of history well in front of me. If I look this memory lane down from volume 1 to 10 and the few features he got. Where did I put the switcher in? I put the switcher in on legend, right?
I think
Yeah.
so. I remember
Nah,
because I
I can't put him below as Reacher. He's right there alongside. Look, the thing is, I would say there are no bad Snake maps except maybe Volume 5, but that's mainly because I just don't really get how to play it. There are a few bad parts maybe here and there, but not really a bad Snake experience ever. And a lot of somehow iconic maps, like even the older ones, like I like Starlight Skills a lot. I like Paranormal Snaktivity. In the Air is insanely criminally underrated, really. Inception also is very. I would say honestly, might be unpopular. I'm not sure. Maybe it is, but whatever. Snake's Inception is the better one. Like One for Wonders Inception is worse fun wise than the Snake Inception. I could say that One for Wonders one is better executed for the topic, but Snake one is way more fun. And yeah, also some features. Atrocious skills pretty neat. He was also in Dark Saints. I guess that's why the names are there. Um, Also Downhill 2, Left Behind also, or Equilibrium. I think this map had both names. Yeah, all in all, just a great record of a lot of great maps. Honestly, I think Legend is fine. I know you won't put him probably that high, but Legend is fine for me.
for me he's at the top of above average.
That's low.
Yeah, I don't like his old maps. That's it. Like
Oh, that's
I don't
low.
like his maps up until volume 9. 9 is okay, but to me it's boring now, kind of overplayed. Same with volume 10, although I think it's better. It has better pacing and it's much more fun to play. Dark Saints was he did a solid job. Nothing outstanding, but he did it really well, and I think his sport is cool, and it shows that like it's a snake part. And his other maps are just yeah, not for me. So yeah, he had the ability, but I don't think he was like on the level of all of the people on my excellent tier.
I mean, it hurts, but I guess it's fair. I hate it, but I guess it's fair.
I hate your fucking strong GT rating, so cry about it.
Yeah, I admit that Strong GT is not good. I just love him.
Well, I don't have strong feelings about Snake. I don't like his old maps, and I don't like that
Uh,
style.
did you
Like
play
I don't know,
Tier
just
by
aesthetic.
any chance?
Huh?
I don't know. The thing is, I noticed that trying to play in the air is oddly difficult these days for some
I like the
reason.
song, but the map is just I don't know.
I like this map so much. But yeah. Moving on with the next Fachex. I think a lot of people sleep on his Volume 5, honestly. His Volume 5 Winsor is actually damn great, but I feel like it's not as prestigious as it might deserves. I'm glad that more modern maps of him kind of put him on a greater height than he had before. Thanks, shout out to you for putting him in Dark Saints 2. That's like, I think that helped him
Yeah.
because I just think he's really way better than people maybe think he is. He's in a lot of great maps. I think he also Cyber Skills 2. In yeah, Dark Saints 2 in what was the name? He was in the map with Russo, I think. Or was it a Russo map? I think the one with Gasoil. I think there was Felix in there too. Um it's kind of hard with him because he has a lot of maps that sometimes it's hard to grasp in which map he is. All I know is that every map he is in, the map is a good time. Even the feature with Yami, Boundless Fury 2, is also. I mean, fair enough, you could say it's boring, but for me, it's a cool ride, definitely. So I would say above average or excellent. I could say high above average, but definitely deserves more credit than he's usually having.
Mm, I don't have much to say about him. I think I put him in above average, didn't I? I already forgot. Yeah, his right here. I like a few of his maps. Solid speed mapper. Um, yeah, I think he's reached his peak. Yeah, I like them. Not much else to say for me. Solid, solid job in most of his maps. The next one is
Killing me.
Rampage.
Yeah, Rampage. Let's be real here. I did not care about Rampage. I mean, it's not like this exactly. Rampage is a little bit difficult. The thing is, what I say is Rampage is actually damn fine in decorating. He has the decorations. I think I even mentioned him during my Pichzi rant. I'm not sure. Did we have Pichzi? We did, right? We did have Pichzi. Maybe I'm just swapping things up because I'm talking so much about mappers on like ever that maybe I just swapped them. I think we talked about Pichzi. Oh, we talked about Pichzi.
PCHZY.
Yeah.
I saw his name a
Did
second ago, but
we?
I don't know if it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
you.
He's an excellent. Okay. Look, the thing is, they were always like like a different coin part for me because both of them share this thing that I feel like they can make super consistently well their style. Like the map will start how it ends with the same style, and it's never like going downhill anywhere. It's always the style. However, Pixie makes sometimes slightly more interesting styles, and with Rampage, it's kind of like I hate this cave style. You know, I really don't like his cave style. I don't like it. Dark Bloom looks boring to me. Plain boring. The style is well crafted, but it's boring. And that's for a few styles more, like also flashbacks. It's kind of boring look for me. Emperors, banger. Definitely banger deco wise. There's a track a little bit annoying, but deco wise banger. And that's why I just completely come to the conclusion that if he is chosen for the good style, he will make a good, damn looking decoration. But most of the time, I just don't like the maps that much because the style choice is the problem for me. So, how do I rank that guy? That's my question now. Like, arguably, I could put him in potential because he would have the potential that he could make maps I like, but he just doesn't do them because the style choices are bad.
Hmm.
Uh, I just, you know what? I put him on. He's excellent with his craft, but I put him on above average because I don't like what he's crafting. Let's put it like that. That's my Rampage take.
Mm, I put him in excellent begrudgingly. I was gonna put him in above average also. The reason I put him in excellent is I think um one of the reasons is the versatility. I think he has his volume 5, is it called?
Yeah, that's
Empires.
Emperor's, yeah.
I think it's like a different style, and he also was pretty good at it. So he's not one dimensional. So there's at least two different styles, which is pretty good at. So yeah, I think it's really good. I don't like his newer, the older maps. They're just the same old, like boring looking whatever. The ones you said that I don't remember the names of, like Flashback or was it?
Yeah, Flashback. People
Yeah,
love
they're just
Flashback.
whatever to me, but they're like okay, just super boring. The newer maps like Dark Saints 2, I saw him like working on stuff, and yeah, he was pretty good at night style, and yeah,
I mean, he won a map of the year.
yeah.
So it's
Uh,
granted. And I won't. I gotta say, Uncommon Impression Decoration is probably also the best looking one alongside Emperors. Because the style choice is kinda cooler. But at the same time, it's also a little bit. Nah. I think you know what the thing is? I think the issue for me is that Rampage is not detailing as much. Like he has no specific details in his decoration. Like if you compare it, for example, to Russo, where you have a lot of love in every bit. For Rampage, it's more like a product, just
yeah,
a
I mean,
product. It's
I think that's a taste thing.
it's not a wrong choice, at least, just not a choice I like as much as
Yeah,
like
yeah.
having the love in every part.
So, 6 people left.
Stylock. Love the guy, super kind guy. Average, plain average. I think there is not much potential to get out of there. He won't. I asked him like several times for feed, actually for fun, because I
Yeah,
feel like he's a cute mapper. You know, it's like if you map with him, I feel like you can make a neat product, but you won't be outgoing. So yeah, neat
Yeah.
guy.
I
That's
don't
not
have
much
anything
more
to
to
add.
say.
I like him. Good guy. But
Yeah.
his maps are like okay.
Oh,
They were like, he's been around for a long time and his maps are okay back then and they're okay now.
I had a mood switch because of the next guy we're talking about. Let me collect myself. um, yeah, was a friend, not anymore. It's kind of like a tricky situation with him personally wise. Given his maps, look, the thing is, he's not good of a mapper. He was not good of a mapper. He got better, definitely. Kites shows he improved a lot, definitely. Also, previous ones, I always thought like Torque is kind of a good decorator if he tries. Most of his maps, it didn't feel like he really tried. If he does stuff like kites, you can tell he can do if he tries. But he won't be a good track mapper in this life, I think. Track wise, not. Deco wise, definitely. Um, hmm. He kind of pushed himself with kites from the below average to the average tier, honestly. For
I'm the
me,
same. I was thinking the same actually while I'm moving the last
like
people
this
out. I
this
was
last stuff with the decoration, and especially that kites is like not Garbo to play is kind of, you know what? I put you in average barely because the other maps. I mean, I like his Volume 3 still because Volume 3 is so stupid in all ways that it's like almost likable. But there is, apart from that, not a good driving experience in Torque maps. But yeah, barely. Though
yeah, I'm the
honestly,
same. I like kites. It's not super like well made track wise. I think there are a few points which are still pretty bad, but the song and theme combo really hit a sweet spot for me. I really liked it.
you know what? I just changed my mind. But you know the reason is I have this takes with Nate and Yuri, you know, and putting talk about them is not right. It's not right to put Yuri and talk like in a different. Nah, that's not right. Okay, the argument stays, but I have to put you. Given the scale, I have to put you on below average. Else it would be not right.
Yeah, for me, he hit the average spot just about with that one map, and you know,
Yeah, Kites is definitely up
he
higher
did the
up there,
same
but
video like
yeah.
6 months later, and he released the three other maps, which are like
If
I don't
he's
know
still
WFF
cooking, I don't
maps or
know if he
whatever.
even
Then
did, but
I would put below average, and then that one map was like better for some reason. But yeah, for now, yeah, kind of, yeah. The Torque and Zuni are like the same for me, except Zuni hasn't made that one map which puts him below or like above into
um,
average for me.
I have a wild take, honestly.
Okay.
Hear me out. I agree that Zuni is below average, but I think he has potential. And I can tell you what, the thing is, I'm a little bit closer with Zuni in a way that I have several talks with him. I know about his approaches and stuff. The thing, what I see the problem with Zuni is that Zuni is just not ambitious.
Okay.
Zuni has ideas. Zuni has even, I think, ways to make the ideas work, definitely. But if it comes to the product, I would say he's just way more interested in doing stuff like, I don't know, I forgot what he plays, playing World of Warcraft or something. You know, like that type of, like, kind of the Zerka way, the way of it's not worth my time probably, and that's therefore I'm not spending it as much. I guess if he would make interesting as fuck maps, honestly. Maybe not the best ones, but maps that make you think of, let him cook. So he would probably end up in average to above average still, but I kinda would wish to see that side of him. That things he has in mind kinda, and like seeing the full potential of him. Because I think there is something that a lot of people don't see. And even if he puts it like in, for example, feed requests and all, you can sense some ideas. And honestly, a lot of members don't have specific ideas when they map. So yeah, slightly interesting. Next one is hot. I'm gonna be real
Okay.
with you. Hot for me is one single map. I don't care about the other stuff really. I played some of the other stuff, but it's that one map, and it's also kind of carried from the song, so it's average for me. Yeah, it's average for
Hot
me.
doesn't have many maps, but the
But
like
excellent,
half
holy
of them
shit,
are bangers. I'm putting him in excellent.
holy shit.
He was also a Samp mapper. He's kind of the same as Moita. I prefer Moita still, but Hot was really good. His Volume 4 is, I think, still to this day one of the best speed maps ever fucking made. Except one part which is buggy. Like the slide part is sometimes you just get launched into the fucking decoration. But yeah, he was really good, and I wish he made more maps.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. For me, it's like the map is not bad. Definitely, it's pretty decent, but I feel like most of it is the song. The decoration is definitely good. There's some sceneries, but
Song
it's
definitely
mainly
helps.
the
Yeah,
song. It's mainly the song for me.
helps. So we have two left: Ironox and Noise. Ironox
Uh,
for me is above average. Um,
yeah, going
he's
along.
been around for a long time and he has many maps, and I think he's like just above average. I never really liked them that much, but yeah, I think he was okay. He was just a tiny bit above like all of these names that I see here.
He has nice touches in the style, definitely. That's standing out slightly, at least in the more modern products.
Yeah, his decoration is also kind of like noticeable. He has a style to him. Not
Mm,
really my cup of tea, but pretty good. And
I don't know
last
the
but not
guy.
least, Noise is average to me.
I think he was in
Never
some
really
of those
made anything.
style maps, like Taxi Style or something. It's kind of. I'm not sure if it's that guy, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of no name to me. Sorry.
He's Ukrainian. He has 9 volumes and
Oh, wait, is it the guy from Ukrainian Style? Was
yes,
that one?
Ukrainian started Budia, yes.
Ah. Yeah, okay, I put him on average. Fair enough. It's not that much higher, whatever. Yeah, yeah, that's okay. I
So,
guess.
bit of a shorter episode today. Um, but we got 50 done.
I mean, actually, for having the short episode, let's do one more. Just because it's Rafinha, you know. So they have like a final appetizer, you know.
Yeah.
It's really mean to edge on Rafinha.
Out of this,
Oh man,
I think we should start with Rafinha next because I feel like it's a big topic and we're gonna be here for like another half an hour.
that's clever because now I edged them even harder.
Yeah. Let's leave him to be the next one. I mean, I don't know what the order is gonna be for the next one. I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, we still have the same 50. Okay, so we have the set order for the next episode.
I mean,
So we can say
arguably,
that like I think we can say a few names or of what's gonna be included.
I'm kind of thinking of. I don't know, I'm not sure how the list will remain. I mean, we will go either for the Rafinha line here to Slow Sheep, or we will, if it stays like this, even maybe just start with Makel and then just work our way to Slow Sheep all
We
the
will
way
see.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah, so stay
see what
tuned.
happens.
You will always get some good mappers in the episodes. You know, you will probably hear the crazy opinions from the thumbnail anyway. You go like, oh damn, still so much to go. Jesus Christ, so much to go.
Yeah, we are not even halfway through the entire list.
Yep. Hey, I like the views. Thanks for your views and likes. I gonna stretch them. We're gonna milk that. I mean, it's effort. It doesn't look like it, but Jesus Christ, we're sitting here 2 hours again.
To think that we were gonna record the entire thing in one go, we would be here for like 15 hours,
Won't
an entire
work.
day of recording.
Won't work. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's a one-time thing, so enjoy it while it lasts, I guess, and it lasts like quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, then stay tuned for the next episode. We will probably talk about. There will be some interesting guys. May it be DC or Poeta is a very interesting one, honestly. Crystal Castle is for me personally also a very interesting one. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
for you. Delete. It says we also don't have Setsika yet, Sifri, whatever you want to name him. So like
Simics.
Simics, definitely also OG wise. We have Karmi. I always love talking about Karmi, you know, from the Member of the Month videos. Control is also an interesting guy for me. Shockwave, anyway. Slimy! But yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
Won't
guys
be a
still.
boring episode.
And one day we will get to Zaku.
One day.
The best mapper of all time. Yeah, that will be fun. Anyway, see you next episode.
See ya.
Until then, bayonara.